Hey guys, Chris here. After 4 wonderful days here in the south of Germany, in Munich, at the IAA, shooting a lot of videos and also having a lot of issues. The issues continue, audio issues, video issues. I'm filming this intro now on my own iPhone because this morning my lens doesn't want to work. It's been working like 90% of the time up until now, even though it's broken. But I'm like, I have to film a vlog back. So I'm hoping that, during the day, the lens will start working because these things just happen with this lens. It's all about the mood of the lens, it seems. But you're getting the intro on my iPhone, but hopefully audio is good because I'm syncing it with my camera. So hopefully it isn't too bad, and I got some B-roll, with my camera before the lens stopped working. So today we're going from Munich to Odense in Denmark, about 1,100 kilometers, which isn't as far as what we went on the first day, which was 1,200 kilometers or 1,150. Today it's like almost 1,100, it's like 1,096, something like that. So we're gonna drive through all of Germany, and then we're gonna head into Denmark for the night, and then tomorrow we're gonna go from Odense back to Oslo. So 2,000 kilometers in 2 days in the EQE SUV 43 AMG, which I think is my favorite electric SUV at the moment. It's such an awesome car to drive. I've driven it now like 3,000 kilometers, something like that. Spent a lot of time with it, a lot of high-speed driving, a lot of driving in the city of Munich, and it's an awesome electric car. And hopefully, once I get home, I'll be able to make maybe a review of this car, just to talk about, that in detail. So without further ado, let's get on the road, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Okay guys, we are now stopping to do our first charging stop. So what I didn't tell you guys at the beginning of the video is that the hotel actually had chargers. Really nice. So I was able to charge overnight, 11 kilowatts, charging speed. This car has a single onboard charger and no problems at all charging overnight. So we're gonna go to a charger over here. I don't think I've been here before. This place is called Himmelkron. And yeah, my camera is still not wanting to work, so looks like we're gonna do this video on my iPhone. Look at this. We have to go left and then what? That can't be right. That cannot be correct, GPS. I mean, why don't we just do it right here? Like, what? That's insane. That is actually insane. So, chargers over here. Look at this. RL Pulse charger. So this is super, super nice. So before we hop out, let's take a look at the consumption. 33.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and we've covered 245 kilometers, and we're down to 7% state of charge. So what I've been doing on this trip thus far, and what I will be doing today, is I'm going to be going still fast. I mean, average speed 131 kilometers an hour. Mostly when we're on the de-restricted sections of the Autobahn, I go around like 160 to 200. I've even gone VMAX. There was a Porsche Macan Turbo in my rearview mirror that I tried to get away from, and I was actually able to accelerate from him at high speeds, but he probably has a higher top speed than I do in this EQE SUV 43 AMG. So let's hop out now and connect and see what kind of charging speed we're actually going to get. We're using the ME charging card from Mercedes today, like we've done throughout Germany. As I said earlier, this is a charging card that you should get when you buy a Mercedes, because it will work with just about any charge point operator in the whole of Europe. I've been using it everywhere. Not had a problem for any charging providers. I even used it at the hotel. So it works at DC fast chargers. It works at all the chargers that basically exist everywhere. So it's super, super easy. The only thing I don't think it works with is the Tesla superchargers, because there has to be like a one of these. Oh, I'm blanking out now. One of these RFID tags for it to read, or readers. So let's see, 7% state of charge now. Still a bit slow, but we're probably gonna get, 167, 168 kilowatts, but it's building up slowly. Yeah, so there we go, 500 amps, 162 kilowatts, 324 volts. So I think we're gonna charge here to about 90% almost. The car wants us to do 3 charging stops, and even though we went faster than, well, the speed limit, or not the speed limit, just faster than, going 150, the car didn't add any more charging stops than the 3. But if we maybe, there's a balance there. We could go a little bit faster, save a little bit of time, but then we'll have to do another charging stop. So I'm gonna have to monitor that, but we're still seems to be on a 3-stop charging strategy. Just covered another 200 kilometers, and we're here doing our second charging stop. So actually the car wanted us to go even further. We stopped here at 13% state of charge. The car wanted us to go about another 50 kilometers, but stau. A lot of queues on the Autobahn today, even though it's a Sunday. I thought Sunday would maybe be a calmer day, but maybe it's a little bit like at home in Norway, where everybody's coming home from holiday, or the mountains, or the cabins, or the lakes, or the oceans, or the fjords, whatever. Like in Norway, here in Germany, on Sundays, everything is closed. Only small shops and gas stations and stuff like that. So people are probably out traveling. So not too bad traffic. Nothing like, on the weekdays, but traffic. And I'm going to show you guys, because this, infotainment system, the route planner is pretty good, one of the best in the business. So we're staying at a hotel in Odense, right outside of Odense in Denmark. And the car is saying now we're going to arrive there at about 11 minutes to 9. But earlier it said almost 10:30 because of the queue. So you press this, right? And then it will show you the queues, and then we'll tell you the delay. And then it will, it should show you, yeah, like this, the route, right? Where the delay is. So what we had is we actually have a delay here. Yeah, so the only thing I have against this, infotainment system, it's great for route planning. It's super duper. Like the EV stuff is awesome, but it's just a little bit laggy. But because it's so good, and you can trust your route planner 110%, best route planner out there of any car, better than Tesla, better than Polestar, better than anything Audi are doing, or any of the competitors, it's a little bit laggy. Oh no, we're here. Is that where we are? No, okay, it's the opposite way. So we're going to the right here. So there are queues there. That's where the delay is now, 15 minutes. But for the longest time, there were delays. Let's see if I can center this again, and then do this. You can see it's just a little bit laggy. So they need better graphic processors here, or better coding. Not sure what it is, but we had a lot of queues around Hamburg, about 1.5 hours only. No, Hanover. Yeah, so now it's rerouted us. Yeah, so it's a little bit bad at rerouting, because when I, put the destination into Google Maps was like, oh no, there's no queues there, I'll just take another road. So not the best for, queue mitigation and traffic and rerouting. At that, there I think Google is still better. So in some senses, maybe, the Polestar infotainment system that uses Google with also route planning and charting and stuff like that can be better sometimes, but this is just super awesome. So what I want to do now, I want to stop before the queues, because that's just wasted time, and we saw that the other queues didn't clear up, but the car's rerouting us another place. So I want to just do a deep charge here now, go in, get some food, get some lunch now. It's 1 o'clock, I haven't eaten anything all day. And then spend the time, instead of sitting in queues, rather maybe planning a little bit to see if I can do another route, and then just get some food and do a deep charge. So the car wants us to go to 85%. We're probably going to do that, at least maybe a little bit deeper. And if we do that, the car's telling us we only have no. The next charging stop is 85% outside of Hamburg. Not sure what the car. Yeah, it will show us here. Yeah, it wants us to go to 84%. Look at this interface. It's so good. Really good. I'm impressed with what Mercedes are doing here. As I talked about earlier, because of traffic, the navigation system has now rerouted us through some B roads. We've just driven on some country roads here on the German countryside. Oh, this guy on a bike, I think he stalled. That's unfortunate. So I'm like, oh, driving through here, not sure where I am. Like, we're not in Hanover yet, but we're being rerouted around because of traffic on the Autobahn. And I'm like seeing some really high, like chimney stocks, like industrial chimney stocks. And I'm like, oh, look at the map. Wolfsburg. We are in Wolfsburg, the home of Volkswagen. Let's see how many Volkswagens we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's too many. Too many. A lot of Volkswagens. Do you get mad if you're from Wolfsburg, or do people in Wolfsburg get mad if you drive a Mercedes? I mean, Audi I get because it's Volkswagen Group, or a Porsche, or even a Lamborghini, or Bugatti, whatever. But if it's a Mercedes, do people get mad because they can see Volkswagens, Skodas? Look at that. Only Audis, Volkswagen, Skodas. There's not a single. Look at that. Oh, Volkswagen, 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 Audi. Okay, I mean, we're in Germany, so we're going to see a lot of Volkswagens in other cars. But seriously, guys, Seat, Volkswagen, Volkswagen. They don't have any other brands here. This is completely crazy. This is crazy. I've never been here before. I went to Ingolstadt once when I was a kid. I remember, like maybe 13. We used to do these trips through Europe, like on holiday, to the south of France, south of Spain, the northern Italy, and stuff like that. So I've been through a lot of road trips, like through Europe. Never been to Wolfsburg. So this is cool. Just passing through. On the map, it looks insane. It looks super cool on the map. Unfortunately, we don't have time to explore the city. That would be really cool. So maybe sometime in the future. I don't even know if they make the ID Volkswagens here. Let me know in the comment section down below. You know, a lot of the German car industry is in the south of Germany, around Munich and Stuttgart. You know, Munich and Stuttgart, 200 kilometers away. And then you have Ingolstadt, which is about 150 kilometers north of Munich. So most of the, you know, German car industry is there. And then you even have like Grafs in Austria. I think that's where the G-Wagons are built and stuff like that. And that's in Austria, just like within an hour or two from Munich. So it's cool being here in, I don't know, we're probably in the middle of Germany now. We're 470 kilometers away from Odense in Denmark and 600 kilometers away from Munich. So we're probably closer to the north. I'll have to check with a map now, but it's cool. A little bit of an update for you guys. So we're routed to a charger 2.8 kilometers up the road. We're going to charge or start charging with a stated charge of 21% before doing a fourth charging stop. Yes, we're going to have to do a fourth one today. I'm guessing we're going to have to stop with that high of a percentage because there aren't too many chargers. Oh, BMW! Aren't too many chargers between this charger and the next charger. But Volkswagen, 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 Mazda. But seriously, like 99 out of 100% of one Mercedes. But like Volkswagen, 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 Mercedes, Volkswagen, okay, Seat, Volkswagen, Volkswagen, Volkswagen. This is crazy. I have never seen, oh, look at this. This is the famous, you know, that, look at that car park or whatever it's called. Is that part of the factory? That round building there. Yeah, you can see it here on the map. Look at that. Oh, that's super famous. Oh, that's cool. Really cool seeing in person. I'm glad I was rerouted through here. Maybe Audi Group has something to do with the Mercedes rerouting navigation. This is interesting. So we're obviously at an Ionity charging station, and they have 6 of these, well, Ionity chargers, which are always 350 kilowatts, but we are in the middle of a residential area. Look at these mid-rise buildings, like 60s, 70s-ish construction. Looks very calm here. Like, doesn't look like anybody lives here, but I'm pretty sure that people live here because, you know, the buildings are upkept and stuff like that. But it's just like almost completely deserted. This is the first time I'm charging now, like on this whole trip, at chargers like this, like really fast chargers, where there isn't anything around. I mean, there's like a a small restaurant over there, and then they have a sign to an Aldi. So I'm pretty sure I'm not too far from everything, but it's just weird being here. Yeah, where there isn't much. I mean, I can't even go to the toilet. I can't buy anything to drink. So maybe I'll start editing some video because we're going to be here for a while, because as the car was saying, we're going to charge to about 80, maybe 90%, and then we're going to do a fourth charging stop in Germany, maybe in Denmark. We're going to try to make it into Denmark. Yeah, so we are right here with 20% state of charge. The car's been problem free. I mean, charging has been a non-issue, especially with the route planner, which you just trust it. And then also the ME Mercedes charging card, which just makes everything so easy, super easy to, yeah. Oh my God, is that a scratch? No, it's not a scratch. Oh, I thought there was a scratch. Oh, not a scratch. I don't know what that was. Just a spider web, spider web, spider web, spider web. So yeah. Okay, we are approaching the border to Denmark. This is our exit, but look at this, guys. 3% state of charge, no problem for this car going 130 kilometers an hour on the Autobahn. Most cars, electric cars at 3% state of charge would have, been in mega turtle mode, barely moving, like 40 kilometers an hour, no power on throttle. Yeah, if I push the throttle, there's still power here at 3%. This goes to show you that this car, like other, electric German cars, are made for going on the Autobahn. So what's nice about that is that you have more usable battery capacity. That's why we do these tests. I do these tests and push these cars to the limit, so you guys don't have to. So this car, no problem at all, at 3% state of charge going on the Autobahn at 130 kilometers an hour. So let's go to the charger here. We're going to do a last charging stop, 3% state of charge. The car wants us to go to 63%, then we'll arrive at our destination with 2%. I think that's a little bit too little. Oh, sorry, got a little bit closer. So that's a little bit too little, so maybe, I don't know, just go to 80%, do a 5 to 10 minute extra charge. Been sitting through really bad traffic in Munich thus far. Yeah, spent like half an hour, 40 minutes, no, not Munich, Hamburg. Hamburg traffic is always so bad, doesn't matter the time of day. So much construction there. Yeah, it's been like this for years. So yeah. So let's go to the charger now and yeah, charge. So as I said, we are here at the border. Denmark is right over there. And if we were in Denmark or Norway or Sweden or Finland, we could actually use the Elton charging app, which is also today's sponsor, to pay for charging. But the Elton charging app actually has, the charging network on its map from basically all over Europe. I've been using it in Germany, and where I'm going to stay at the hotel later, I just checked it out to see where the closest charger is, because there isn't a charger at the hotel, but there's a charger close by where I can top up the car a little bit so I don't have to start tomorrow with, well, 2 or 10 or 5% state of charge. The Elton charging app lets you charge at almost all charge point operators in Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Norway, with one charging app, one payment method. It's super easy. It will show you the speed of the chargers, availability. If all chargers are full, it will show you the queue time and all of that. So if you want to support the channel, go to the link in the description box down below. So with that out of the way, I just want to show you guys this awesome and ENBV charging station. This is pretty cool. Check this out, guys. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of these Alpatronic hyperchargers. Each of these have 300 kilowatts, and each of these has 2 connectors that can split a charge. So effectively, we have 12 150 kilowatt chargers here. This looks really cool. Yeah, with the roof and everything. I've seen photos of these, but I've never been to one of them. So let me know in the comment section down below if you're from Germany. Do you have many of these? Have you seen many of these? So let's go over here to the actual charger and see what kind of charging speed we're getting now. We connected at 3% state of charge. This one is active, and we're getting 100 and a little bit of dirt there on the screen, 164 kilowatts at 8% state of charge. So this battery pack seems to be peaking at around 167 to 168 kilowatts usually, but I have seen shortly and briefly a peak charging speed of above 170. Like one time I saw like 172 kilowatts. So the car said we want to go to 63%. I want to go a little bit, well, we don't have to because we're actually going into Denmark now. So we're not going to go any fast. Oh, maybe we can just charge up to a little bit extra so we have a little bit of a buffer once we get to the hotel, because in Germany you can drive fast, right? The highest speed limit is 130 kilometers an hour, but they have de-restricted sections of Autobahn a lot of places, meaning you can go as fast as you want. If you didn't know that, that's that sign with like lines across, black lines across a gray round sign. That means there's no speed limit, but that also means you're eating through the battery really quickly. I did a video on my way down here where I went VMAX and had insane high consumption. Consumption much lower today because I've been much more sensible with the throttle. But the thing is, now we're going into Denmark, and in Denmark, well, not only do you have high fines, you also have you also have speed limits, 110, 120, and I also think they have 130 kilometers an hour speed limits there. But in Denmark, if you pass a certain speed, they will actually impound your car and keep it. You won't get it back. You'll lose your car. This happened, there was an article here last year, 2 years ago, about a guy in Norway who imported, he runs a dealer, so he exported a Lamborghini from either Italy or Germany, and then he blasted through Denmark. He drove so fast that he was also stopped by the police, unfortunately, but they impounded his car. And like 2 years later, he still hasn't gotten it back, and most likely won't get it back. So Denmark, we're gonna go the speed limit, not much above, if above at all, and definitely not gonna go fast. So we're gonna have really reasonable consumption through Denmark now. Hey, my lens working again, so we're gonna use my camera now instead of my iPhone to shoot this outro, and that is better because the low light, especially with the iPhone, is not good. So at our last update, you know, at the charging stop, we had that amazing ENBV charging stop. I said, oh, Denmark is just right over there, and people watching the video, like familiar with the location, were probably like, oh, Denmark's not right over there. I thought it was Denmark. We were actually about 100 kilometers an hour or something from the border. We weren't far, like, I mean, in the vicinity. Putting everything into perspective, I traveled from the south of Germany, so I've been traveling a long time. But the store on the navigation system, like next to where we stopped, was called Border Shop. Border, like as a border shop, like land border. So I thought like, oh, we're close to the Danish border. So I just was mistaken. But that meant we had to do a little bit of conservation because, you know, I charged to, what did I charge to, like 76%. So we would arrive at the hotel with 14. And going on the Autobahn, it's either you're going slow or you're going fast, right? And when you're going fast, you're doing a lot of acceleration runs. And yeah, it just eats through battery. It just eats through battery. So once we got to Denmark, I was able to conserve. I mean, getting to the German border, less traffic after we passed, you know, Hamburg and stuff like that. But still, it's pretty hard to conserve energy when you're driving a car like this and you want to go fast and you've been going fast all day. But we were able to arrive at the hotel. I had to conserve. I had to be conservative and not mash the throttle too much. We arrived with like 3% state of charge. This charger here is like 10 kilometers away from our actual hotel, so we arrived here with 1%, but just about made it. Just about made it. Was coasting a lot in, like, with the regen turned off, just coasting. So, I mean, I'm going to put all the numbers, all the charging sessions for in total on the screen now. Total charging time, 2 hours and 26 minutes, which is not bad considering we drove almost 1,100 kilometers. The total time, travel time of 12 hours and 37 minutes isn't that great, but we, you know, there was traffic past Hanover, so we were routed through like country roads, small towns, the woods. And also Hamburg was just terrible. We probably lost 40 minutes in Hamburg. So yeah, not a great day for fast travel. And also, unlike, you know, my day 2, going from Lüneburg down to Munich, where I just went VMAX and just charged probably like 4 times or 5 times, I don't even remember, even though that was only like 700 kilometers. Today, I did drive, in the left lane. We're still in Germany in a fast car, but when I went VMAX like not all the time. Like a few times, like when I felt like it, when the traffic was flowing, at high speeds. But most of the time in the left lane, I was going like 170 to 180 to 190 kilometers an hour. And when I really was going fast, it was like going 200 kilometers an hour. So that's why our average consumption was much lower than the 40 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers we had on day 2 down here. It was like 32 and a half, if I'm not mistaken. I have my notes here. 32 and a half. Also, average speed took a really hard hit through Hamburg, 105 kilometers an hour. So, I mean, this car, I had a question. We didn't do the like for like comparison going from Lüneburg to Munich and then going Munich back to Lüneburg. We actually went about the same route when I think about it, so we actually could have done that. But you know, because of traffic, because of all the differences, we weren't able to do like an apples to apples comparison. But I still think we can conclude driving fast in Germany with this car, because of its, like with my e-tron GT I did 2 years ago, I really think that works because that car does 10 to 80% in 18 minutes all day, every day. And also that car is able to go 245 kilometers an hour. This is able to go 210. So those 35 kilometers an hour is a bit quicker. Also that car, at those speeds was doing like 39 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So it's much more efficient than this car going high speed. So the higher speed, the better efficiency, and the much faster charging. This car does, I don't even know the numbers, but this probably, I did like a lot of like 10 to 90%, 10 to 85% today. And the longest charging session here was like 43 minutes going 7 to 90%. So if we would have gone like 10 to 80, maybe we could have done this quicker, but maybe we had to do like 6 charging stops and then we lose everything in overhead because we have to stop so many times. So this like 10 to 80% range in this car, because it's less efficient than my e-tron GT, you're not getting that much range, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. But one thing I have to say before I make this outro too long, and I'm going to do a conclusion, the next video when I get back to Norway. But charging in Germany, which is where I've been, two of these 4 days traveling back and forth has been in Germany, is so much better now than it was just a few years ago. There are so many more chargers, so many more providers, so many more locations. And except for that, Ionity charging session we had in Wolfsburg, everything, all the chargers are like really close to, either a service station, a restaurant, McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, convenience store. Yeah, just, you park, you throw on the charging, you hop in to go to the toilet, buy something to drink, maybe buy a snack, and then once you're out, you're like sitting in the car for like 10 minutes waiting. So it's really, really efficient. So that may, be an argument against my other point where the e-tron GT is so efficient, like charging, but then you can go a little bit deeper and then you can charge to even more percent, right? So it's still going to be better to be quicker at charging. So I think like Germany-wise, going like VMAX with this car, because it's, not the fastest at charging, not the most efficient, it's not the best. I think an EQE sedan, or probably maybe like an EQS 580, or even like a 450 plus the rear wheel drive with the bigger battery, rear motor, and better efficiency, better aerodynamics, because that car's longer, it has better drag coefficient, is better at those things. This car kind of like falls in between two stones where you can go fast, but don't go too fast. So guys, long day today, 12 and a half hours on the road, and yeah, it's a bit later, like 1.5 hours after I arrived actually, because I've been editing at the hotel trying to be efficient again. So I'm really tired. I'm gonna charge her a little bit, get a late dinner, and then yeah, go to bed, and then I'll see you guys again tomorrow. So guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.